By now, C++276, I understand you have either already had to take a break here or you are about to, and that totally makes sense to me. Here in this is chapter 7.8. This is two-dimensional arrays. We will move a little bit more quickly than we have through the past couple of code samples. Just because by now I don't have to repeat, I don't think at least I have to repeat as often exactly everything that's happening with the arrays and their elements and so on and so forth. So I'm going to point again to another code sample here. This is just program 7-21. It's on page 426, but here it is just going to be the live code you see here behind me. When we have a two-dimensional array, the first set of subscripts is the row, the second set of subscripts is the column, and the best way to think of this is an Excel spreadsheet. Rows and columns, that's it. So you can see that I have my constant for div and my constant for number of quarters. So the div is the rows and the quarter is the columns. So if you think of an Excel spreadsheet, division 1, division 2, division 3, and then quarter 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes across the way there. Excel spreadsheet, that's really all we're doing. We're recreating that here with C++. Now, the best way for us to go through and actually populate data in through a multi-dimensional, or in this case, it's a two-dimensional array, is with nested for loops. Our outer for loop is going to be the rows. Our inner for loop is going to help us take care of the columns. So you can see that here. It is my for loop starts on line number 20. That is my outer for loop, my rows. The inner for loop, that's on line number 22, is my columns. The columns, again, are the quarters. So as I go looping through here, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit run so we can do so. As I come looping through here, you're going to notice it's going to ask me division 1, quarter 1, 100. Division 1, quarter 2, 200, 300, 400. Thank goodness there's only 4 quarters. Now you'll notice we've hit the bottom of the outside for loop. We're coming back up to the top of my outside for loop. This time it's going to be my second division. So division 2, which again, remember, these are offset already because we have that div plus 1 and quarter plus 1, because I am not going to ask my data entry personnel to start with division 0, 1, 2, and 3. Nobody is thinking that way. So I'll just go ahead and populate with more data here. And then at the end, we can finally go through and use this nested for loop. So here's my outer for loop to take care of, again, the divisions, the rows. Here's my inner for loop to take care of the columns. And each time I iterate through here, I'm going to add each one of those rows and columns worth of data. So each one of those cells really worth of data to total sales, so that I can see here the total sales for the company are 13,500. So two-dimensional arrays go, the first subscript is for our rows, the second subscript is for our columns. We would use nested for loops to iterate through those. The outside for loop iterates through our rows. The inside for loop iterates through our columns. We can do this ad nauseum through however large a data set you have to do whatever kinds of mathematical operations on that data set that you might need to do.